こんにちは皆さん、お元気ですか？ Hello, how are you? Today I'm going to talk about 新年の抱負 or 今年の抱負. It means New Year's resolutions. I made this video because I was asked by my YouTube audience, and he's karate maestro, but he's not Japanese. He knew that in Japan, in Keiko Hajime in Dojo, the children write something. Oh, this is kind of a habit. So he wants to know what is it. So I made this video because of that. At first, I'm going to explain you what is this hofu means in this kanji. Ho, this is like to hold something when you think, when you wish something, and you think it so strongly, you wish. And the second one, ou, oimasu. This kanji can be also makeru, to lose, but in this case, it's nothing to do with to lose. But seou is to take it with responsibility, with all of your responsibilities. So when you wish something so strong, and you take with your own responsibilities and to do it. This is hofu. But English translations is the resolutions. And 新年, New Year, 今年, this year. So we listen to many occasions. We hear 新年の抱負は何ですか? What is your New Year's resolutions? In Japan, we've got customs to write with special brush. It's to write down or to draw the calligraphy. And this is called kakizome. Kaki, it comes from the verb kakimasu, to write. Zome, here we pronounce zome, but this kanji, it is hajime, in the beginning. So the beginning of the year, we write with a special brush and we write so beautiful calligraphy. This is kakizome. In many occasions, we write our wish or our New Year's resolutions so that to the others, many people can see what is your New Year's resolutions. And when we write down, and after that, we display the work somewhere that we can see in many occasions, so that we can reminds us what was our New Year's resolutions. We've got some other words that is like a synonym, but a little bit different. 目標, this is also goal. But 目標, it means small goals. Small goals. This step, one step, and the other goal. Small steps, small goals. And 目的, this is the final goal. So this is the final goal. We need 目標, little by little, and to reach the 目的, the final goal. Of course, New Year's resolution, it's not only for Japanese people. I think everybody in the whole world and has got something special feeling in the New Year's, because this is the beginning of the year. So many people wish to do something this year, something special, right? We Japanese people take it so seriously, and this is the procedures to get to the goal. At first, 抱負, New Year's resolutions, 抱負. So what you really want to do, and you promise to yourself that you're going to do it with your responsibilities. This is 抱負. After you've got your 抱負, then we must think about 目標, smaller goals with numbers and deadlines like this to reach, in the end, 目的. 目的 is the final goal, your purpose. For example, 抱負, I want to have customs, I want to have habit to save money at first. Then 目標, the small steps or smaller goals. For example, well, I want to save 5,000 euros. But for that, I must save at least 400 euros every month. But I will try in the beginning of the month, not in the end of the month. Well, then what kind of 目標 more? For example, oh, I'm not gonna waste money in something unnecessary. So I will try to save more money, like this. Then maybe I will save 5,000 euros in the year. Then the big goal, 目的, it can be, well, I'm going to Japan for a month, like this. So I need these 5,000 euros. Like this is the way how to think 抱負, 目標, and 目的. In martial arts, Budo, also we practice these New Year's resolutions, especially when there are young people. Of course, you can think of your New Year's resolutions privately at home, but in many occasions we can do it in Dojo. Dojo is the place where the people practice martial arts, especially where there are many young pupils in dojo. They get all together and they can do these New Year's resolutions. But very important is kakimasu. Kakimasu, it means to write down, because not only thinking of it, maybe you can forget it so easily. So it's very important that you must write them down. And people do this in the day of Keiko Hajime. Well, Keiko, this means the practice of martial arts practice, or not only martial arts, also with other Japanese cultures. We say Keiko. It means 練習, the practice. Keiko. Hajime, this word, hajime, to begin, hajimemasu, to begin. So the beginning of the keiko of this new year in January. In the different one, a keiko osame. Keiko osame is the last day of the martial arts practice. Usually in December, keiko osame, and after keiko osame, you've got your holidays, the New Year's holidays. And after that, in January, Keiko Hajime. So in the first day, this Keiko Hajime, this is the day when people get together and they write their New Year's resolutions. In the case of martial arts, maybe people wish Shokyu or Shodan. Well, Sho, this kanji, it means to going up of the higher level, upgrade. Sho. And Q, this is like a Q, 8級, 7級, 6級, 5級, 4級, 3級, 2級, 1級. In this case, Q, this is the small steps, the level. But the number is higher, like 9, 8. This is the lower level. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then it is going up. So the number goes the different way. QQ is the lower, and IQ, this is the higher level in the case of Q. But in the case of Dan, this is contrary. It means the first one is shodan, and 2段, 3段, 4段, 5段, 6段, 7段, 8段, like this. So this is the normal way. The number is higher, then the level is higher in the case of Dan. In every case, it's quite easy to have this hofu, the resolutions, and also 目的, the final goal. This is quite easy. But this 目標, it takes some time to think of it, because 目標, you must think of small steps. Because when you wish something and you get it so easily, it's not possible. So you have to think of little by little. What here, the small goal is here, and after this, the next goal is here, because my 目的 is much higher. But little by little, right? So this is, it's very good for this word, the beautiful word, kaizen. This zen, it means something good. Kai, it means again and again. So kaizen, it means the continuous improvement. This is very beautiful because usually we try to get some level, the perfect level, but actually the perfection, it is impossible to get. But we can get a little bit more perfect than before, or better than before. Not perfect, because not really a perfection, but we can get inside of our possibility, the better place, and after a little bit better. So this is kaizen, the continuously you are improving. So kaizen. So this is how we must think of this mokyo. Little by little, we are going to do this kaizen, the small steps, but to continuously improving. In the case of school, 学校 this word 学校 school, maybe many people think about 勉強 studies. They can get much better result in 勉強. Or 試験, this word 試験, it means examinations. Maybe there are some difficult examination and they want to pass the exam. 合格, this is the word to pass the past examinations. 試験に合格します. Well, actually, it all depends on you. You can think of anything you want to wish, and it's so nothing is wrong and nothing is better than other things. Or what you wish, your resolutions is okay for you, and your goal is okay for you. It's so free. It's your wish. But I just told you these words to learn these words. In the case of the business or the work, we say this word 仕事. 仕事. Many people wish more money. お金. お金, this is money, the vocabulary. Or the success. 成功. 成功. This is success. One of the quite common wishes in the New Year's resolution is 禁煙. The people want to quit smoking. 禁, this means to 禁止, the 禁 to prohibit, prohibition. And this one, it means the smoke. So the prohibit smoke. For example, 禁煙, this is the area where you cannot smoke. But also 禁煙します. I'm gonna quit smoking. This is 禁煙. This is one of the things, that very, very common things that people wanna do it. 禁煙. To get slim. 痩せます. This is one of the very, very common wishes. 痩せます. To get slimmer. And now for me, it's very important. I think maybe the most important is 健康. 健康, this is health. So to be healthy is really important. 健康. Some words related to the New Year's resolution can be the more sport. Sports. Sports. Or 筋トレ. 筋トレ, this is workout. The 筋, it comes from the muscle. トレ from training. Training. So muscle training. So workout. The other very important thing, 時間, time. Everybody has got 24 hours a day. But I don't know why. I don't have enough time. I cannot manage it. I need 30 hours per day. So maybe I need to do these steps to make my time organized much better. Maybe. 時間, time. 趣味, hobby. This is the word that it can be related with the New Year's resolutions. 趣味, for example, to read much more, or to travel to the place where I've never been, or to have some kind of new skills to learn. This can be very good 趣味, hobby. Now let's talk about 3 benefits or 3 advantages to have this 抱負 New Year's resolutions. The first, 一番目. This is very important because you can get so clearly in your mind about your real 目的, the real goal, the final goal, and also 目標, what we have to do to get to this, the final goal. So smaller goals, many smaller goals with the numbers and the deadlines. First this one, and after this, and after this step. So if you can make it so clearly in your mind, it is much better, and maybe you can get more probability to get your final goal. 2番目, second advantage is, this is 反省します or 反省できます. This verb 反省します can be two meanings. One is to regret, but the other one 反省します to reflect oneself. Self-reflection, and this is very important, or introspection. Nobody obligates you, but you yourself, you can think of yourself and you can understand yourself much better because you lived in this way. So you can reflect what you did till now, 反省します. Then maybe you think, oh, maybe this point I could do it better. Then you can do 改善. Kaizen is the continuous improvement, right? But to do this kaizen, it's very necessary to do 反省, these self-inspections, self-reflections. So these kind of things, it's much easier when you do these New Year's resolutions. It's quite deep things, deep inside, deep feelings. 3番目, the third advantages or third benefit is that much easier to get the final goal, 目的. This is the final goal. Maybe you cannot arrive here, but if you do these resolutions, maybe till here, till 80%, this is really, really bravo. This is really good result. And it is said that if you've got the good resolutions and good process, usually you can get more money, or you can get success, or you can get your the success in your examinations, or many things, more success if you can make your process gradually and in a better way. And you know that this is not obligation. You yourself think of it. So this is very important. So important to have the New Year's resolutions, because in the new year, we've got more power. And this is something that I think it's very important we do it. If you like, this is not obligation anyway. There is very useful way to remember the word smart. It's very easy. Smart person, smart. S-M-A-R-T, and from each one we can have some word. And it's so interesting. The first from S, specific. Well, it must be specific because, for example, if I say, I want to be healthy, but this is not so specific. It can be many things. So it must be more specific. For example, oh, I want to lose some weights. Or if when I don't smoke, but if I smoke, oh, I want to quit smoking. Or if you drink some alcohol, no, I'm going to drink not too much alcohol, only, for example, only on a weekend, or the smaller quantity like this. It must be very specific. The second from M, measurable. It's very important to think about the numbers. For example, if I say, I want to get slimmer, but it's not concrete. So if I say, I want to lose 1 kilo per month, so this is much more measurable. It's it's much better to think about the numbers. A, attainable, achievable. Well, it's very important. If you make your goal too difficult and it's not possible, so it must be achievable. R, relevant or related. It means that your goal must be that you really want this. This is your dream. So it is relation with your real goal. So it's nobody's goal. So you don't have to think about anybody else. You think about yourself. So it is relevant to your real dream and with your real what you really wish. So it must be related with this. Now the T from time bound or time limit. Well, it's very important to have your time bound to achieve your goal because it's much easier if you think in one day or from till next Monday like this. It's much easier. Or many times frequency. For example, I'm gonna do the sports 3 times a week. So this kind of frequency. But it's very important to have some kind of time. Time frame. It's very important. In the end, I want to give you 3 more personal advices. Personal one. The first, this verb, 許します. 許します, it means to forgive. To forgive someone. It means you must know how to forgive yourself. 許します. I don't know your case, but in my case, many occasions, I've got a very good will. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Good decisions at first. But in the end of the day, they go, oof, I didn't do almost anything about this. Oh, I didn't do it. So maybe if I don't know how to forgive myself, I think, oof, I'm not worthy persons like this. But it's very pity. You must forgive yourself. You must know how to forgive yourself. It's really normal that you cannot do everything so perfect. Maybe one day you just wanted to relax. And so, but it doesn't matter. But if you don't know how to 許します, how to forgive yourself, maybe you think you quit forever and ever. And it's much more pity. So if you think one day off is also good. It's relaxing time like this. So you must know how to forgive yourself. 許します. I think it's much easier. Not only these New Year's resolutions, everything in your life. Because I think if you know how to forgive yourself, and you can be your best friend for yourself, it's much easier to live, I think. So 許します to forgive. The second advice, it's 意識する. 意識, this is consciousness. 意識する, 意識します to be conscious of something. So if you are conscious of your own resolutions, I think it's really good. It's good enough. Because if you don't have any conscious of this, if you didn't do anything, if you didn't decide anything, then it's nothing. But only if you made your resolution and your consciousness, this works. So it's good. So don't be too hard for you, but only 意識する. This is quite amazing. It's very good. The third important things, the third advice is 書きます. 書きます to write down. Because our memory is not so perfect. If you just think of it in your head, maybe it's very easy to forget. So you must write them down. Write them down. And if it's possible, to put this paper to the wall. For example, inside of the bathroom, or on the refrigerator in the kitchen, something like this. Or nowadays we've got our mobile telephone, and maybe inside there's the note, so you tap it and you write them down. It's very important because only memory, it's not enough. It's very important you write them down and you can read many times. Then you don't forget it. It's very important to really 書きます. You don't have to write them down like in kakizome in Japan, like with this brush and so it's like a art. It's calligraphy. No, you don't have to be like this. Only in the paper, but you must write them down. 書きます. I think by now you know very well about 新年の抱負、今年の抱負、New Year's resolutions. How about it? Do you want to do it? If you liked this video, please don't forget to give me like. That makes me feel so motivated. And how about learning Japanese with me this year? And if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please do it to receive all of my videos. And if you can share my videos with your friends, that will help me a lot. Now please listen to me only in Japanese so that you can get accustomed to the Japanese sounds. いかがでしたか？今日は新年の抱負、今年の抱負についていろいろな話をさせていただきました。皆さんはもう今年の抱負を考えましたか？とても役に立ちますよね。私は今年はとても健康でいたいので、本当にいろいろなステップをしなければならないと思いますが、頑張っていきます。できるかな？できるかなじゃない。できます。できます。やります。では、今年もこれからもいろいろビデオを頑張っていきます。もしまだチャンネル登録なさっていなかったら、なさってくださったらとても嬉しいです。そして私のビデオをお友達にシェアしていただけたら、とっても助かります。では、次のビデオでまたお会いしましょう。じゃあねー。